The cries of permanent and pensionable terms have finally been heard by the National Treasury. Today, Treasury CS Professor Njuguna Ndung'u proposed an allocation rise in the education sector by 28 billion. The allocation in the next financial year is 656.6 billion shillings compared to the current financial year, which was allocated 628.6 billion shillings.
From this end, I have proposed a total allocation of 656.6 billion, or 27.6% of total expenditures to the education sector.
46,000 intern JSS teachers will now breathe a sigh of relief as the allocation for their permanent and pensionable terms is 13.4 billion shillings. However, in the budget, free education has seen a decline in the allocation compared to the current financial year. The allocated proposed budget, as announced by Professor Ndung'u, for free primary education is 9.1 billion shillings, while free day secondary school is set to receive 61.9 billion shillings.
I have proposed Kenya shillings 11.1 billion for the Kenya Primary Education Equity in Learning Program, Kenya shilling 1.8 billion for construction of integrated resource centers, and Kenya shillings 1.5 billion for the Kenya Secondary Education Quality Improvement Project. Mr. Speaker, other proposed allocations to the education sector include Kenya shillings 1.1 billion for the research, science and technology innovation.
In the 2023-2024 budget, allocation to free primary education was 12.5 billion shillings, while free day secondary education received 65.4 billion shillings.
Mr. Speaker, to support infrastructure and infrastructure development and ensure safe learning in our schools, I have proposed an allocation of Kenya shillings 3.2 billion for primary and secondary schools infrastructure, Kenya shillings 1 billion for construction of classroom for junior secondary schools, and Kenya shillings 2.3 billion for the construction and equipping of technical training institutes and vocational training centers.
Teachers Service Commission has been allocated 358.2 billion shillings. Higher education is set to receive 128 billion shillings, while TVET has been allocated 30.7 billion shillings. Basic education has been allocated 142.3 billion shillings.
Kenya shillings 1.3 billion for the training of teachers on competency-based curriculum, and Kenya shillings 360 million for the digital literacy program and ICT integration in our secondary schools.
Meanwhile, capitation for JSS has been increased to 30.7 billion shillings, up from 25.5 billion shillings. HELB has also received 35.9 billion shillings for loans for universities and TVETs, while 16.9 billion shillings has been allocated for scholarship for university students. TVET has been allocated 7.7 billion shillings towards capitation and scholarships. Harriet Chimea, K24.